Equity Group Holdings Plc delivered solid financial results, buoyed by diversification, innovation and regional expansion. The group reported a 60.7 billion shillings profit before tax, a 17% jump over the previous year. Releasing the 2024 full-year results, Equity Group Managing Director and CEO Dr. James Mwangi said the performance was achieved despite a challenging global economic landscape.
The global economic shocks, a mix of all those interest rates, inflation, currency volatility or exchange rate, the escalated geopolitics that has manifested itself now into trade wars. We thought it to stabilize the technology. Now it has gone beyond technology to trade. Call it trade tariffs. The COVID, the health pandemic ended at the end of 2022, but its impact is still with us.
In the period, profit after tax grew to 48.8 billion shillings, reinforcing the continued success of the group's diversified business model. The group announced an historic dividend payout of 4 shillings and 25 cents per share, up from 4 shillings the previous year.
When we saw revenue is strained, is growing at 6%, we then said, what do we have control over? We have control over our expenses. And as a result, you can see we constrained our costs, a growth of only 2%. And that gives us a 17% increase of profit before tax and 12% after tax. Very confident about the future. We increased dividend from 4 shillings to 4 shillings and 25 cents.
Addressing investors at the meeting held at the group's head office in Nairobi, Dr. Mwangi said diversification as a strategy was given priority.
Our priority strategy has been regional diversification. 48% of our deposits are outside the region. Loans, 48% of our loans are outside Kenya. Our assets, 49% of our assets are outside Kenya. Look at revenue. The region is outperforming Kenya. 54% of our revenue is from the region. And when you look at profit before our provisions, 55% is from the region. Profit before tax, 54%.
Using the analogy of an aircraft flying through turbulence, Dr. Mwangi said the pilot cannot change the weather but can reroute.
A pilot cannot change the weather on the route they are passing through, but they can ensure their brain has the capacity and the resilience. And if you have heard the word repeated, resilience, the African Recovery and Resilience Plan, it's all about how do we work inwardly to ensure Equity Group, your investment, is resilient enough to be able to perform in a turbulent environment.
Dr. Mwangi said the group has adopted a tri-engine approach, integrating commercial, social and sustainability priorities to foster sustainable economic growth for meaningful impact.
The contribution to women and youth in providing livelihoods, opportunities for them to be in business, 2.5 million customers. Look at Equity Afia, 3.3 million patients in a period of 4 years of startup. And you may also want to see the Equity Afia clinics are now 132 in 4 years.
Equity prides itself for a legacy that gives certainty for the future, as illustrated by performance of subsidiaries, particularly the Democratic Republic of Congo.
As Kenya went through huge challenges, DRC jumped in to really support the organization. The babies have a better return on equity than the parents. That's when you then realize you're doing better when your children goes to a higher grade than yourself. That's when you say you are successful and you have a legacy.
The success of the banking arm of the group is replicated by the insurance subsidiary that has registered over 14 million policies issued since inception in 2022.
Look at life insurance. In the third year, you are number 4 largest insurance in the industry. That position in 3 years, we are number 1 in return on equity, number 4 in profitability, number 7 in total assets. So you are not number 1 out of 2. You are number 1 out of 64.
The group's total deposits grew to reach 1.4 trillion shillings, with the customer base growing to 21.6 million.
Instability of our system is something of the past, and we are very excited. Despite the challenge, our transactions last year went up by 67% because the systems are stable.
The group's strategic focus on regional expansion and product diversification continues to drive growth, with the group's regional subsidiaries contributing 49% of total assets. The Kenya subsidiary, while still a major contributor, accounted for 46% of total revenue.
The outlook, Kenya, very promising. Tanzania, very promising. Uganda, very promising. Same as Rwanda and DRC. We are happy that Kenya, despite not being the fastest growing economy, still anchor the financial market stability.
In the year, regional operations increased their contribution to profit after tax, with Uganda and Tanzania growing at 186 and 107% respectively. Looking forward, Dr. Mwangi said the tide is turning for the group that is operating in a region with the fastest growing economies in the world.
This is a systemic regional bank in the top 4 positions in 5 markets in the fastest growing region in the world.